Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kurali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Suspects pressed fentanyl into candy shapes, used Southern Ontario First Nation to import guns, police. Nearly 1 in every 3 people tested for monkeypox in Ontario was positive, officials. Second teen from Mississauga arrested in deadly shooting at Niagara Falls Entertainment Complex. Cost of terminating City of Hamilton employees over vaccine status could near $7.4 million, staff warn. Halton police warn public about home reno scam after 2 residents defrauded. City issues warning after fake Toronto water workers attempt to enter homes, gather personal information. Pedestrian dies in hospital after being struck by vehicle in Richmond Hill. Toronto and Ottawa mayors can draft budget, hire and fire department heads under new legislation. Traffic on northbound DVP eastbound Gardiner snarled by 9-vehicle crash. Those were the headlines, and let's jump right into the details. All 27 handguns seized in a probe by multiple Ontario police services appear to have been smuggling from the U.S., with investigators alleging some of the suspects they arrested also pressed lethal amounts of fentanyl into molds to make them appear to be candy. York Regional Police Inspector Ahmed Salia says the efforts began with a person under investigation for drug trafficking in London, Ontario in October 2021. It then spread to include allegations of a gun smuggling ring where firearms were brought across Canada and U.S. border through Walpole Island First Nation west of Wellisburg, Ontario. Salia said at its narrowest point, the St. Clair River that separates Walpole Island First Nation from Port Huron, Michigan, is less than 1 kilometer wide. Walpole Island First Nation Chief Charles Sampson said his community could be of even more assistance in stopping the cross-border gun trade if it was adequately resourced. The province reported 29 new cases of monkeypox on Tuesday, with labs reporting a total positivity rate of nearly 1 in 3 since May. The province is now aware of 478 confirmed cases, up from 449 last week. Among confirmed cases, 75% are in residents of Toronto. 15 individuals have required hospitalization since May, and 2 people required treatment in an intensive care unit. 7 other suspected cases are still under investigation. Public Health Ontario told CP24 on Wednesday that as of Monday, 1,636 tests for monkeypox had been completed in the province, generating a positivity rate at the time of 31.6%. The City of Toronto continues to host vaccination clinics aimed at the most vulnerable communities. The Public Health Agency of Canada says it is aware of 957 cases of monkeypox across Canada. A second teen from Mississauga has been arrested in connection with a deadly triple shooting at a popular Niagara Falls tourist attraction back in April. Niagara Regional Police responded to a shooting on Clifton Hill near the Great Canadian Midway at around 12:30 a.m. on April 8. Police arrived at the tourist attraction and found 3 males under 18 years old with gunshot wounds. One of the victims was pronounced dead at the scene, and the other 2 were taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police said those victims survived. On July 19, police said a 17-year-old male from Mississauga was arrested and charged with a number of offenses. The suspect cannot be named under the terms of the Youth Criminal Justice Act. On August 10th, police confirmed that a second suspect from Mississauga has been arrested in connection with the shooting. As the suspect was under 18 at the time of the offense, his name will not be released as per the provisions of the Youth Criminal Justice Act. The male was scheduled to appear in court for a bail hearing on August 10th in St. Catharines. The cost of terminating hundreds of unvaccinated City of Hamilton employees could end up surpassing $7 million should an arbitrator determine that they are entitled to severance payments, a staff report suggests. Hamilton City Council voted in April to move forward with plans to terminate employees who failed to comply with the mandatory COVID-19 vaccination policy, despite a staff recommendation that the policy be suspended except for new hires. The terminations were initially scheduled to take effect on May 31st. However, Council ultimately voted to extend the deadline until October 1st. In a report that was considered by Hamilton's General Issues Committee last week, staff suggested that the distinction, if upheld by an arbitrator, would likely mean that those employees would end up being terminated without causes 9 to 12 months down the road. Staff say in the report that if an arbitrator rules in the city's favor, terminations would remain a viable option when the October 1st deadline arrives. Police in Halton are warning residents about a home repair fraud scam believed to be targeting older adults. According to Halton Regional Police Service, so-called contractors go door to door selling unsolicited services. They reportedly give quotes that are lower than market value, and once the deal is reached, they request a large cash payment. Based on complaints, initial work may start. However, the work will be subpar and or incomplete, police said in an August 10 news release. They said after the initial work is done, the suspects reportedly approach the homeowners to give them more money for supplies or to complete payment for the work. Once the additional money is obtained, the contractor disappears. So far, Halton police have received 2 complaints with this similar mode of operation and suspects in the region. In both cases, the suspects are described as 2 white males with Irish or possibly Scottish accents. Investigators said older adults tend to be targeted in this scam. Toronto residents are urged to be vigilant after people posing as City of Toronto water staff recently attempted to enter homes and gather personal information. In an August 10 tweet, the city said it is currently conducting CCTV smoke dye testing in the sewer system to identify defects. However, they said staff do not need to enter homes to do this work, and staff will never ask residents for personal information. Anyone with concerns and questions should contact 311 for help. The Ontario government is putting forward legislation that would give Toronto's mayor greater powers, but what exactly does that mean? Toronto City Council currently delegates some of the powers included in the proposed legislation to the mayor already, but the new law would make it impossible for council to take away those powers. Others, such as veto power on matters of provincial importance, are completely new. Here's a rundown of some of the changes Doug Ford's government is proposing for the mayor's office: controlling the city's budget, veto powers, appointing a chief administrative officer, hiring department heads and creating reorganizing departments, appointing chairs for committees and local boards, ability to add items of provincial priority to the council agenda. Vacancy for mayor would have to be filled through by-election. Traffic on the northbound DVP and the eastbound Gardiner Expressway is snarled following a 9-vehicle crash. The collision happened shortly after 2 p.m. on the Don Valley Parkway, just north of Gerrard Street East. Toronto police are reporting no injuries. The 2 left lanes of the northbound DVP beyond Dundas Street East are currently closed due to the crash. The eastbound Eastern Avenue on-ramp to the northbound Don Valley Parkway is also off-limits at this time. Toronto Fire and paramedics are now at the scene. Remember to slow down and move over for emergency vehicles. It's the law, police tweeted. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.